Let's go to Ken in the back.
Thank you. Ken Kraetzer, CaMMVets Media, WVOX New Rochelle, New York. We follow West Point training on cyber, and you might call cyber the silent service. And you talked about the need for more data experts in the Army this morning. How do you feel about cyber branch development and cyber readiness?
The Army has really been a leader, frankly, in the cyber domain. We were, I think, the first service to really get going with our cyber warriors, and Army Cyber Command is just doing some great things. We also have the software factory down in Austin, where we are, canvassing folks from all across the Army who, they may be in a bunch of different MOSs that have nothing to do with cyber, but they have the ability to code, and some of them code at a very high level. And so we've sort of gathered those people up and set up a pilot program to really build that expertise, and are looking at kind of how it can best be used in the Army. As an example of, I think, the tremendous things that the Army is doing in terms of cyber and coding, again, when I was over in Germany, I ran into a captain who had gotten a master's degree from Carnegie Mellon under the Army, and was doing, was writing code right there and then that was doing immediate operational things. And I think that's the kind of thing where we can do more, and I'm sure the chief would want to expand on that.
I think we take a look at our sources of commission, whether it's West Point, ROTC. Cyber is one of the top branches. They compete for it. If you want to be a cyber officer in the United States Army, you got to finish at the top of your class as far as whatever commission source you had. And the Secretary said is we have a lot of young men and women out there that code at a very high level. The Secretary talked about the software factory, but we had a specialist that's a medic that's down there right now who's been coding since he was 12 years old, and he codes at the PhD level. And part of that from our talent management side is how do we know who those people are? And we got to do a better job of managing the knowledge, skills, and behavior of our soldiers, and that's what the IPSA, Integrated Personnel Pay System, eventually we are getting that field, it's coming, just hold on. And that's how we will be able to identify that talent, but it's absolutely critical. We're gonna have, the reason we have a software factory, the reason we have cyber, the reason we have the AI task force up at Carnegie Mellon is we know how important that is, and we are coding on the edge, and we're seeing that happen right now.
And if you really want to hear, in detail about what the Army is doing, I would encourage you to search out Major General Paul Stanton, who was here. He got his chapter got one of the AUSA awards, but he is the CG of the Cyber Center of Excellence down at Fort Gordon, and can talk to you, I'm sure, all day about the tremendous things that our cyber warriors are doing.
Thank you.